A lovely afternoon to you, and thanks for joining us.
El Marzouk and some Muslim worshippers have this to say on Daura Salah festivities. It could be recalled, being Daura is the President Muhammadu Buhari's hometown. The emirate honored the president with traditional title called Bayajida Hausa. Daura Daba is among the famous traditional Daba in northern parts of Nigeria. In Daura, Ado Ali Ibrahim, NTA News.
Many thanks, Ado. And from Lokoja, Governor Yahya Bello of Kogi State has called on Muslims to remain steadfast and allow the lessons of Ramadan, which emphasizes self-discipline, obedience and love, to reflect in their daily endeavors. The governor was speaking shortly after the Eid al-Fitr prayer in Okene. Clement Olorotoba has the report.
Governor Yahya Bello, in company of the Ohinohi of Ibiraland, Alhaji Ado Ibrahim, and other top government functionaries, took part in the 2-rakat prayer led by the Chief Imam of Ibiraland, Musa Galadima. In his khutbah, the Chief Imam urged Muslims to be upright and exemplify good conduct displayed during the Ramadan period. Governor Yahya Bello, in his Salah message at the praying ground, implored Muslims to be steadfast and continue to pray for peace in the state. He urged the people to be patient with his administration as he's working hard to revamp the dilapidated infrastructure in the state.
We are doing our best as a government to make sure that
to Buhari, especially through prayers.
And in Ilorin, Muslims were admonished to continue to exhibit the spirit of honesty, piety and resilience as demonstrated during the just concluded Ramadan. The Chief Imam of Ilorin, Sheikh Mohammed Bashir Soliu, gave the admonition in his sermon at the Ilorin Eid prayer. Abdul Wahid Bibire reports.
Sheikh Mohammed Bashir Soliu in his sermon described honesty, resilience and piety as the critical lessons of Ramadan, hence the need for the worshippers to reflect these qualities in their day-to-day activities. The Islamic cleric also stressed the need for the worshippers to show love for one another, adding that the society can only develop when there is peace. He also admonished the congregation to repent from sinful acts, noting that purification of souls is the only key to gain Allah's mercy. Sheikh Muhammad Bashir had earlier led the worshippers in the observance of the 2-rakat prayer. The Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, in his Salah message urged the people to continue to pray for peace to reign supreme in the country. The Eid prayer, which was observed under a peaceful atmosphere, was well attended by Muslims within and beyond Ilorin metropolis. Abdul Wahid Bibire, NTA News.
Muslim faithful in Ekiti State also joined other faithful to observe Eid al-Fitr prayers. President, League of Imams and Alfas in the Southwest, Edo and Delta States, Jamiu Kewoloe, led the prayers. Ayodeji Ogunshaki reports.
The presence of security personnel was conspicuous to ensure safety, security and orderliness. In the spirit of Salah, Muslim faithful in their various attires converged on the various prayer grounds to observe the 2 ceremonial rakats to climax the Ramadan fast. The need for Muslim faithful to let the lessons of Ramadan be sustained in their lives dominated the utubah by the Imams for them to be fully rewarded by Allah. President General League of Imams and Nafas in the Southwest, Edo and Delta States, Alhaji Jamiu Kewoloe enjoined Muslims to see Ramadan as spiritual rebirth and transformation which must be sustained. He commended the fight against corruption by the federal government and said such should not be selective for the good of the nation. Similarly, Malam Kamadin Ololade, who led faithful in the 2 ceremonial rakat at Ahmadiyya prayer ground at Ekiti, enjoined Muslims to be positive in their attitude to reflect the beauty of Islam in them, while some worshippers appreciated God for witnessing another Eid al-Fitr.
We must support our leader, pray for them.
To keep what we have been doing during the Ramadan, that we should keep it up.
Aside the 2 ceremonial rakats, prayers were offered for Muslim Ummah and the nation. Meanwhile, the wife of the president, Ajia Aisha Buhari, has presented cows to Muslims in the state in the spirit of the celebration. In Ekiti, Ayode Jogunshakin, NTA News.
And back here in the nation's capital, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Musa Bello, has emphasized the need for interreligious harmony as a catalyst for peaceful coexistence in the country. He stated this when he received a cross-section of FCT residents who paid him Salah homage at his life camp residence in Abuja. Mitaire Ikben reports.
The FCT minister commended clerics, traditional rulers and the political class for promoting interreligious harmony, which he says has given FCT an edge as the center of unity in the country, while stressing that efforts must be made to sustain the trend to pave way for development.
Continue to give us your support and goodwill so that by the grace of God we shall continue to be able to continue to provide service to our citizens.
Unity, that is the most important thing. Unity, and the citizens must ensure that we live in peace and harmony.
The new FCT Police Commissioner, Alkali Baba Usman, urged FCT residents to celebrate Salah without fear of molestation.
I will continue to provide security in all parks, recreation centers, and other places of festivity. We will also maintain serious visibility within the town.
He also appealed to residents to be vigilant and to furnish security agencies with useful information of any suspicious activity. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
In the meantime, Nigerians have been urged to have a rethink while making the choice to travel at night. Assistant Corps Marshal, Zonal Commanding Officer in charge of FCT at Niger State, Kingsley Agomo, made the appeal during the special Salah patrol of the zone. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday has the details.
The patrol is part of the Federal Road Safety Corps public enlightenment campaign against night traveling.
Ambulances and over 31,000 personnel, including special marshals nationwide, for a free flow of traffic during the Eid Fitri celebration. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
Thank you, Adebola. And as Nigerians enjoy the last day of the public holiday declared by the federal government to mark the successful completion of the Ramadan fast, holiday makers have advised Muslim faithful to translate the lessons of the period for improved mutual relationship with people around the world. This was the view of some fun seekers at some recreation centers visited in Abuja. Joseph Orok reports.
The 30 days Ramadan fast over, worshippers needed time to relax ahead. Joseph Orok, NTA News.
And time now to join Kemi in our Ibadan Zonal Center for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Kemi. Eid Mubarak.
Thank you, Isaac. Wish you the same and welcome to Ibadan. A special sitting has been held in honor of the murdered member of Oyo State House of Assembly, Honorable Gideon Tunji Aremo, representing Orelope State constituency. It was a sorrow-laden session which sadly marked a turnaround in the political atmosphere of Oyo State. He completed a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Mathematics and Statistics from the University of Ilorin. He was assassinated in front of his Ibadan residence on Friday, 1st July 2016. Till death, Gideon Aremu was the Chairman Committee on Information, Security and Strategy and a member of the Labour Party. His remains were buried in Igboho, his hometown. Your state government has taken possession of 231 additional classrooms provided for 30 public primary schools across the state by the Japanese government. The state governor, Abiola Ajimobi, promised to ensure proper maintenance of facilities to boost quality of education at the elementary level. Correspondent Adebola Ogulano reports.
The project, the cost of which is about 2 billion naira, comprised 231 classrooms, 2 staff rooms, and 218 toilet booths spread across the state. The classrooms were already furnished with desks, chairs, and blackboards. Receiving the infrastructure, Oyo State Governor Abiola Ajimobi commended the good working relationship between the state and Japan, which encouraged this initiative.
It epitomizes our principle, our initiative of public-private partnership.
The ambassador of Japan in Nigeria said the country hopes to do more for Nigeria, especially in agriculture.
The faces of Muslims at Ogbomosho and Ijebu-Ode for the successful completion of this year's Ramadan fast. Meanwhile, the various resource centers and fund spots in Ibadan have been receiving patronage from fund seekers during this Eid al-Fitr holiday. In Ibadan, Femi Afolabi, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. It's back to you, Isaac.
Thank you, Kemi. Following the release of the Sierra Leonean Deputy High Commissioner to Nigeria, who was kidnapped last week, a high-powered government delegation from Sierra Leone has visited Nigeria. The delegation, led by that country's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Kamara Matthew Samora, was received by his Nigerian counterpart, Geoffrey Onyama, at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Tafawa Balewa House, Abuja. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, and that of State for Petroleum Resources, Ibe Kachuku, have appealed to the leadership of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasin, to stay action on the intended strike to allow for more negotiations. Towards forestalling the industrial action, the two ministers will hold a crucial meeting with officials of Pengasin on Friday, the 8th of July, 2016. The meeting will hold at the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Minister's Boardroom, 11th floor, NNPC Towers.
Businesses earn the freight of about $2.25 billion yearly. This the explained amount to carrying the country's crude with no freight earning benefits to Nigeria.
1978, we have been talking about lifting our crude. See, today, no Nigerian has been able to lift a liter or a barrel of crude to take to the international market.
To save the situation and maximize the potentials of Nigerian ports towards diversification of the economy, the guests advocate urgent establishment and upgrade of idle ports in the country, as well as a check of corrupt practices and other irregularities stiffening the growth of indigenous shipping companies. In Abuja, Joy Uzo, NTA News.
This is Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. We'll now take a short break. The news continues in a moment.
If you hear a bomb explosion or gunshots of an active shooter, that might be a terror attack. At such times, always remember 3 action words: run, hide, report. Don't try to run towards the terror scene to save the situation, because there might be a second bomb blast or another attack. Run far away and take cover. Make sure you are safe first. Yes, it is in our nature to sympathize over the hurt, but remember, only trained personnel can help in such situations. When in a secured environment, promptly call relevant authorities and help will come. For anonymous reporting, call 09630-3250-5 or 0813-2222-106. If you see something, say something. Nigeria unite against terrorism.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
We are here to serve, and indeed, Nigerians will get the service they have longed for and which they rightly deserve.
The leader today that we have in Nigeria is one the world has been waiting for. Nigeria is seen in a new and a different, very positive light.
With what President Muhammadu Buhari is doing, our economy will be strong and resilient to withstand the shocks.
He wants the best for this nation.
Nigerian police force in their civil war against terror, kidnapping and cultism. Report any bad move around you see and does not talk, I kill old age. And to hear and does not behavior, I kill small pikin. All of us have the duty of building Nigeria free of crime. That are our dream.
This message is from the Nigeria Police Force.
Admission forms for the 2016-2017 academic session of the NTA Television College Jos into diploma courses are now on sale. NTA Television College Jos is the only federal government-owned specialized tertiary institution charged with the mandate of providing high-quality professional education in television production, engineering and journalism. It runs diploma courses in television production, television journalism and television engineering. Applicants are required to have at least 5 credits in English language and mathematics at SSCE, NECO or GCE-O levels. Application forms can be obtained from the college at Rayfield Jos on payment of a non-refundable fee of 7,500 naira in bank draft, or at NTA State capital stations nationwide. Completed application forms should be returned to the office of the Academic Secretary, NTA Television College Rayfield Jos, or the Center of Purchase. For further inquiries, please call 080-6558-7730. NTA TV College Jos, training you to be the best you can be.
With enormous passion to ensure the health and well-being of Nigerian women and children and alleviate the suffering of the less privileged, wife of the President, Her Excellency, Aisha Muhammad Buhari's Future Assured project has embarked on continuous visits and donations to orphanages, schools, internally displaced people's camps, provision of free medical screening and treatment for women and children, providing educational support, as well as seeking national and international partnerships.
Future Assured, leading the way to a brighter future.
Creating a brighter tomorrow.
With Future Assured, we can create a better future for our women and children.
Support the cause and let's lift our nation to greater heights. For more inquiries, visit www.futureassured.org.ng. Future Assured, promoting and protecting the lives of Nigerian women and children.
Nice to have you back. Now, Makudi is our next stop on Nationwide, where Charles will be our guide. Hello, Charles. I see you're dressed for the Salah.
Welcome to Makudi. The need to pray and work hard towards building a peaceful, united and prosperous country is the central message for this year's celebration of Eid al-Fitr in Makudi. The chief imam of Makudi Central Mosque, Sheikh Lawal Zakaria, gave the message at this year's Eid prayers to mark the end of Ramadan. Oche Ngbede reports.
In the message of the chief imam, Lawal Zakaria relayed through an interpreter, the imam advised Muslims to continue to uphold the ideas of patience, tolerance, perseverance, humility, and self-denial, which were observed vigorously during the month of Ramadan. He urged Muslims to also remain steadfast in the worship of Allah and to follow the teachings of the Holy Prophet as they did during the month of Ramadan.
After fasting, you also
presenting the relief materials to the district heads of the council wards for onward distribution to the affected people, assured them of government's readiness to put a permanent end to the ugly incident.
The Benue State governor has consistently said that Benue State has no land to give for grazing. And so the bill from Honorable Taki represents the position of not just Governor Otom, but the people of Benue State. And we are all working towards seeing that the bill is passed into law.
Some of the beneficiaries thanked the member of the House of Representatives for the items and appealed to the security forces to always nip the attacks in the bud before they escalate. Mr. Okeje also visited the camp of the army deployed to restore peace in the area, where he expressed his appreciation for a job well done. Items donated included bags of rice, flour, and cash. From Baya, Buruku local government area of Benue State, Bem Hanya, NTA News.
That report runs off a contribution from Makudi. Isaac, it's back to you.
Many thanks, Charles. Nigerians have been urged to support the government of President Muhammadu Buhari in his dogged commitment to restore public confidence through committed and transparent leadership. Guests on NTA's Current Affairs program, Moment for Thought, stated this.
There is no country that depended on any other.
I've been enjoying myself since when we have entered this place. I've seen some things I've never come before. As in, some things that I've never come across before. I've seen it yet.
Since we came, I've been relaxing here with my family, watching what is going on. I'm not a Muslim. I'm a Christian.
It was a beehive of activities as children and adults were spotted taking their turns to take rides on horses for a fee.
Thank God that we finished our fasting.
I've been watching cartoons.
Others had exciting moments playing various games in a relaxing atmosphere. For photographers and petty traders, it was an opportunity to make brisk business.
This is what we call face painting. So usually it's done in the parties or where they're doing children's and whatever. So this very one I'm doing for kids. So they love having it, like making themselves happy.
Snap one, 200 naira. So some people, even when they come, they say they prefer to use their phone. And that's the few people that come say.
At the cinema in Sulere, fun seekers engaged in recreational activities within the complex, while many young people prefer to see a movie with their loved ones. Those who spoke to NTA News say they're looking forward to going back to work tomorrow. In Lagos, Amechi Pius, NTA News.
Civil society groups, religious and socio-cultural organizations, as well as students from the various tertiary institutions have gathered in Lagos to commemorate 18 years of the death of the presumed winner of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, Moshood Kashimu Abiola. The event was organized by Women Arise for Change and Kudirat Abiola Initiative for Democracy. Musa Taliat has the details. Enforcement of the law prohibiting street trading and hawking in every part of the state. The renewed enforcement is in line with Section 1 of the Lagos State Street Trading and Illegal Market Prohibition Law 2003, which makes buyers and sellers liable to a fine of 90,000 naira or 6 months jail term. Victoria Alebode reports.
The incident of a street hawker that was knocked down by an articulated truck at Maryland while trying to evade arrest from officials of Kick Against Indiscipline on Wednesday, 29th of June, which eventually led to the destruction of about 49 BRT buses. Lagos State government has begun a
source of surviving.
The state government has, however, said street signs will be erected to warn buyers and hawkers. In Lagos, Victoria Olabode, NTA News.
And these are tourists from Lagos. It's back to you, Isaac, for more on Nationwide News. Back at the salary again.
Same to you, Vera. Thank you. Political office holders have been enjoined to sponsor pilgrims as part of their constituency projects to complement the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission's goal for every Nigerian Christian to go on holy pilgrimage at least once in a lifetime. This was in a message at the opening ceremony of Conference of Pilgrimage Leaders and Managers of Nigeria by the Executive Secretary to Abuja at Goshen City, Abuja. Lydia Bassi reports.
States, including the FCT, were represented at the conference. NCPC Executive Secretary Tor Uja says the conference is aimed at steering the ship of state pilgrim welfare boards to a new level of nationalism to provoke greater patriotism and to set a template for service to humanity globally.
We want to give opportunity to every Christian who wants to participate in pilgrimage to find it a lot easier to do so.
The event was interactive, where participants expressed their views on the focus of the conference, which is pilgrimage, the church, and Nigeria.
Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Atahir urged the faithful to be conscious of Allah in whatever they do and live in peace with their neighbors, irrespective of their religious affiliations.
To remind Muslims about the basic tenets of Islam and call their attention on some issues. I remind them of the that's what's called 5 pillars of Islam.
Also at the Islamic Center, Owani, the Imam charged the faithful to always give thanks unto Allah, irrespective of the difficulties of this present time.
So we pray for peace, especially in this state.
and then the rest of the states of Nigeria.
Some of the faithful that attended the prayers stressed the need for peaceful coexistence among Nigerians, irrespective of tribe and religious inclinations.
I know people who are fasting, and the reward is only from me, and he is the only one that can give that reward.
We pray to the God that let God forgive all our sin. May God leave us peace and harmony.
2 rakat prayers were offered to Almighty Allah for peace and unity in the country. In Enugu, Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
The public holidays declared by the federal government to mark this year's Eid al-Fitr celebrations afforded Muslims and non-Muslims in Enugu metropolis the opportunity to visit recreation centers to relax with their families and friends. Chinenye Nwoye visited some of the recreation parks and tells us more.
30 days Ramadan fast by the Muslim faithful, the federal government had earlier declared Tuesday and Wednesday this week public holidays to celebrate the Eid al-Fitr, and also extended the holiday today, Thursday, for non-sighting of the moon on Monday. Adorned in beautiful and colorful attires, the Muslims in Enugu were seen at various recreation parks with their families and friends relaxing and catching fun.
We're celebrating Salah for God's will after the Ramadan is over. We are celebrating our Salah.
I'm very happy to celebrate Salah today.
The non-Muslims were equally seen enjoying the public holiday.
I'm here with my kids to celebrate the Salah, and now at least they are resting for now.
The public holiday is okay. It's fine. It's an opportunity for some of us who are working to be with our family.
As the Muslims celebrate the Eid al-Fitr, the non-Muslims are wishing their Muslim brothers and sisters the best of the event as they pray for peaceful coexistence.
Professor Paulinus Ugoke and 2 other speakers advocated value economy based on science and technology.
Most of the things that are manufactured, most of the electronic things that are produced have left the stage of macro to micro to nano. Nano means the smallest level, 10 to the power minus 9.
Mr. Mekobi suggested ways of developing a self-cleaning and water-repellent glass in the automotive industry, as well as nanosurgery for cancer operations and production of concrete pipes that can last for a long time to solve the problem of vandalism in the oil and gas sector. Participants were drawn from African countries, the United States of America, and European countries. In Enugu, Ben Asogwa, NTA News.
That's it from here, Isaac. Over now to you for more on Nationwide. Barkadi Salah.
Many thanks, Chair Gono from Enugu there. The relations between Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire is being strengthened in the area of developing domestic tourism. Thank you, Yinaya. And on the foreign scene, Israeli Prime Minister in Ethiopia to strengthen ties, and protests continue in the United States over killed black man. This and more on Global Tidbits with Talatu Ezirike.
Israeli Prime Minister's last leg of African tour is Ethiopia, that both shared long diplomatic ties. Going by history, Ethiopia's royal family overthrown in the 1974 based the right to rule on the dynasty traced to King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. From Ghana, 9 people killed in a stampede at an overnight Eid party. There are, however, conflicting reports.
Nasir tells us more.
Born at Namoda local government area of the Sokoto State on 19th January 1937, Alhaji Umaru Aliyu Shinkafi had a distinguished academic career. After attending school in Sokoto, he entered the famous Bariwa College Zaria, where he rose to become a house prefect. In 1968, he attended the University of Lagos and Nigerian Law School, graduating with an honor degree. He was called to the bar as a solicitor and advocate of the Supreme Court in 1974. Alhaji Shinkafi's impressive record of public service started with his professional training as a police cadet. At the end of his training, he was posted to Enugu as an inspector of police, where he rose through the ranks to a commissioner of police. In 1976, Alhaji Shinkafi, Muhammadu Megariji, and Muhammadu Saikin Padam Marapa described him as God-fearing and a man of proven integrity.
Abin da sani kuma suna tare da yan uwa suna ɗauke da yan uwa da dangi ne kowane iri mutumin arziki Allah shi ne rama
alhaƙiƙa marafa kowa akai in dai ka ce ga laifi ne to wallahi sai in baka da gaskiya mutum na mai son zumunta mutum na mai wanda ya san tare.
Alhaji Umaru Shinkafi was the first pioneer pro-chancellor of the Sokoto State University.
Her advanced age, it was still with a sense of sadness and great loss that he received the news of the death of the veteran actress and broadcaster. He described the late stage and screen actress as a multi-talented creative person who started off her career as a television presenter and newsreader before taking to acting, where she excelled. The minister prayed for the repose of the soul of the deceased and for succor for those who she left behind. And that's all the news on Nationwide today. Well, thank you for sharing your time with us.